Hey guys, it's Professor Cruz again. I just want to go ahead and welcome you to week 10. This week we're going to be doing modules 11 and 12. Um, and so I'm just going to kind of show you the expectations for the assignments. This video shouldn't be super long because it's kind of straightforward, but I just want to have this opportunity to come talk to you guys, just show you what I want, and hopefully make a little sense for you guys, right? So just want to let you guys know straight off the bat, like I've almost got the midterms graded. There's only a handful left. So if you haven't got your score for your midterm yet, just hang tight. They're going to be there, and then I'll get started on grading the stuff that you're turning in, that you either turn in Friday or that you're turning in today. The video being made on Sunday, that is, depending when you watch this. So let me go ahead and share a screen. And okay, show you some stuff in the course. So if you've been monitoring this little calendar on the course homepage, you'll see that week 10, we're going to read chapters 10 and 24. Now, both of our assignments are due Friday this week because they're both Dropbox assignments, and we need to make sure we have time for our classmates to read them and reply to them. So please keep up with them. They're pretty straightforward. They shouldn't take a ton of time, but you wouldn't want to like wait till Friday to have to do both of these. So you definitely want to make sure you stay on top of those. I'm going to show you the expectations for those in a minute, but I do want to draw your attention that this Sunday, all the extra credits due. So any of the extra credit that you want to do in this class has to be turned in by Sunday. There's no extensions on extra credit. If you miss the deadline, you missed the deadline because the extra credit's been open literally since day one, and you could have been working on it this whole time. So hopefully you'll take advantage of that. As long as we're talking about extra credit, let's take a look at the module. Once again, I've shown this a few times, but I like repetition so you guys see where it's at. So when we go to the extra credit module, you'll see that you can get 100 points. 50 are from assignments. You can do as many of these assignments as you need to get to those 50 points. They're all worth 25 each. If you get 2 perfect scores, you'll get your 50, or what some people do is they'll do 3 just to make sure they're going to cover it. Do as many as you want, though. It's up to you. Like, no pressure. This is extra, but this is your opportunity. I'm not going to be bumping grades at the end of the semester for people who didn't do any extra credit, obviously. So, because this was your opportunity to kind of control your destiny, right? So take a look at these. If you have any questions about the assignments, you're certainly free to ask me about them and get some guidance as you're working on them and turn them in. And then we also have, you see here, there's 5 SmartBook quizzes for some chapters I like that I've taught in other iterations of the course that I think are still pretty cool. So if you want to take the time to do these SmartBook quizzes, just like the ones we've been doing every week, these are 10 points each. So there's 5 of those, that's 50 points as well. You're welcome to do the whole 100. Some people might just do the quizzes. Some people might just do the Dropbox assignments. It's really up to you. That's why I have 2 different options in there, depending on what your strengths are and if you want to play to them with these extra credit opportunities. Okay. Now, when we look back to the course content, we're doing modules 11 and 12. So module 11 is the hot topics module. This video, you'll find it at the top of this module when it's done recording. Essentially what the hot topics are is just some of the contemporary issues that are being discussed right now in our society from the ethical perspective. And so when you look at chapter 24, it's really just like short little blurbs about each of these. And they don't go into a lot of depth about them. So the idea is you get to pick one of these, and then you can kind of do some further research in an article and kind of, expand on the discussion. So what you'll do, you're going to read the chapter before you get started, and you're going to figure the topic that you want to do. You'll see there's no quiz on this chapter because it'd be kind of a weird chapter because it's not really talking about like facts and stuff. It's just giving background. So you only got 1 quiz to deal with this week, so that's pretty nice. So once you've read the chapter and you decide the topic you want to write about, you go here and you do this assignment. It's worth 40 points, and it's your typical Dropbox discussion assignment. So you're going to put it in the Dropbox on Friday and post it to the discussion board and then reply by Sunday. So what you're going to do, kind of like we've been doing, you're going to pick one of the topics and you're going to find an article from a reliable source in the last 6 months or so that contains, like some ethical issues about that topic that you selected from the chapter. And then you're going to summarize that chapter in a nice strong paragraph to where somebody who hasn't read that article themselves would have a good understanding of what it's about, and you're going to use the in-text citations APA all throughout. Please make sure you're doing this because I've already noticed that some of the last week's assignments people didn't do citations. I cannot give a grade to something that I know came from a source that isn't documented. That is plagiarism, and I cannot reward plagiarism. So those assignments are going to come back to you, and with penalty or even zeros at some point, depending on how many times you've done it. So please, let's just stay on top of that. This is college. It's an expectation. You're not going to be able to get away from it. You have to cite stuff. Use the APA module for guidance. Reach out to me and ask questions if you need to. Make an appointment with a writing tutor or a librarian, but you have to figure it out because I can't give a score to something that does not have proper documentation in it when I know you're borrowing the ideas from somewhere else. Also, a few people missed this, so make sure when you give me that APA citation, an APA citation for an article from a website, the last thing on that is supposed to be the URL, which you copy and paste from right here, and then put in at the end of the source so I can click it. I need to be able to verify your article. So if I can't verify your article, that it's real, it exists, that I can access it, that it fits the parameters, I can't grade the assignment. Okay, so this is like the starting point. So I need to have that. If it's an article from the database, give me the DOI or whatever. But like for these, most of you guys are going online. So I need that URL as part of the citation. Okay. Then the second paragraph, you're going to compare and contrast. And what are you comparing and contrasting? You're kind of matching it up to like what information the textbook provided, and then what information that your article provides and how they're similar and different in the discussion on the topic. Okay. So what I should be seeing here is like, here's the book, here's the article, kind of like that, where they're intertwined. And I should see citations for both the textbook when you use the information from there, and your article when you use the information from there. So this means on your reference page, at the end of this document, because it's full APA standard like usual, you're going to have both the textbook cited and the article that you read online. Okay. And then your third paragraph, your third paragraph will be a reaction where you just kind of react to the topic, talk about why you chose it, if there's something you would change about the topic itself, if you agree with how it's being handled, et cetera, you can kind of see the guidance here. So this is going to be like, your reaction to what's going on with this thing. Okay. Please be sure to go through the assignment checklist and make sure you've met all these standards before you're done. And when you have, you're going to post that into the Dropbox for grading. Then you're going to copy and paste it, and you're going to go here and you're going to post it to the discussion board. We've done this a few times this semester, so hopefully this won't, be a surprise to anybody, but you do want to make sure to understand that there's two separate, sets of instructions here. I mean, it's essentially the same assignment, but you want to look over the submission checklist for the Dropbox. You want to look over the discussion rules for the expectations for uploading that, because some people are missing that there are some little different unique things. You want to make sure you get the right post subject title so you don't lose anything for that. And then when you do your reply post on Sunday, you want to make sure to reply to all three parts of the post. I want to see that you've read the post in its entirety and that you make commentary on all three of these sections, how they did their summary, their compare contrast, and their reaction. Okay. And that's how you make a nice solid reply post and finish out the points for that assignment. Okay. So this goes to the Dropbox and the discussion board on Friday, reply post by Sunday. Okay. Then you'll also see in module 12, we talk about the employment relationship. This interesting chapter, because I find most students relate to this a little bit more than some of the other stuff, because while we may not have to deal with like living wills and like capital punishment and big old talks on abortion and all this kind of stuff, you know, most of us have jobs or have had jobs, and we can relate to a lot of stuff that's in the textbook because it's about work, and that's something that we're all kind of closely related to at some point, right? So you want to read chapter 10 and then get started. You have a smart book quiz that's due next Sunday by midnight, so make sure you get that knocked out. 18 concepts over 32 minutes on average. So that's, you know, pretty straightforward. We got some faculty videos for you there to watch to help out. And then this one's also a Dropbox and a discussion, so it's also due Friday. So again, make sure you're staying on top of that, not getting behind on those. And what you're going to do with this one is very similar to the kind of assignments we've been doing. But what you're going to do is you're going to pick a topic from the chapter. And that could be anything where that's bolded, it's called out, it's highlighted, it's italicized. I don't want you to be like super like, strict on what this means. If it's a concept from the chapter that's been discussed, you can select that and summarize it. Make sure obviously it's got enough that you could write 150 words on it, but you'll pick one of the big topics from the chapter. You'll write a summary paragraph about that particular topic, and you're going to cite the textbook in the text of the paragraph like I just talked about, and then have a full reference citation on your references page at the end. Then again, you're going to find an article from a reliable source within the last 6 months. You're going to summarize that article. You're going to give, APA citations in text throughout the article as you summarize it, and then you're going to put a full reference citation on your references page. Again, there should be 2 sources on your references page, then the textbook, and then you're going to have your article, okay? And then the last 150 words is a reaction and reflection, where you reflect on the information, in the chapter and the topic that you chose, what you read in your article, kind of that kind of free range. Make sure you just have a good solid reflection reaction to the topic, what you learned about it, what you found in your article. Same thing here. Let's go through this submission checklist, make sure we meet all the requirements. And then you're going to post that in the Dropbox here, okay? And then again, you're going to copy and paste it. You're going to open up the discussion board. You're going to paste it on there. Obviously, we don't need like title page and stuff, just the body of it on the discussion board. You're going to put the topic, in the article title date as your post subject. So make sure you follow that and follow the discussion rules for the Dropbox submission. And again, when you hit your reply post for this, reply to all 3 parts. So reply to their summary, their article summary, and then their reaction reflection. So essentially the 2 assignments are pretty similar. I know like sometimes it might feel a little like repetitive, but the big thing about this course is we really want you guys doing like research into like real life. Remember, it's applied ethics. So we want to see what's going on in the world, research some articles, and then make commentary on to show our critical thinking about how it relates to our stuff from the textbook and what we think about it, as an ethicist ourselves. And so, I think it's, important to kind of do this with the different topics and get a feel for it. So essentially that's what we're doing this week. Pretty straightforward. And I know I've said that a lot, kind of sound repetitive, but I think at this point you guys kind of have the hang of things. This week we're doing modules, 11 and 12. Next week we'll do modules 13 and 14. And then the week after that, we'll be taking our final exam. So if you guys just hang through a couple more weeks, we're done. It's all over, but the crying, as they say. So just keep getting your assignments in, get your extra credit in, by the due date, and to keep pushing forward and doing a good job and finish the semester strong. I hope you all have a very good and productive week. And as always, if you need anything from me, please feel free to reach out. If not, you guys have a good one till I see you again.